Hello, what's up, guys? This is Andrew Byrne, and you are watching Drew's Custom Creations, and this is our third episode of our Python Basics series. So let's get started right into it, the input command. Well, what does that do? Well, it starts giving some zest to our Python coding. No longer is it just print out this, add that, but you can actually change what the program does based on the user's input. So let me explain. So here's how you format the input variable. So you have input right here, and then you add in a question and put in either quotation marks or, like I do, apostrophes. Doesn't really matter though. And the way that works is that it will ask you whatever is in here, and then it will take an input and then store it into this variable. Now, what you can also use this for is, since in order to finish an input, you have to press enter. And so you can just have this thing by itself without it storing anything to a variable. And you can just hit enter and it'll continue throughout the program. But let's not talk about that because that's confusing. Let's just get into the nitty gritty of the input command. So here's an example of how you could use the input command. So right here, it's just simple 2-line code. We have color is equal to input. What is your favorite color? And then print my favorite color is, and then comma, color. And what it'll do is it'll ask you your favorite color, and then it'll show you what it is. And I'll show you right now. Now I'm in my compiler. Program is.com, it's compiler. Pretty good thing. And I've put in the 2-line code, and as you can see, it will ask you what's your favorite color. And let's say we type in orange. You press enter. It'll say, my favorite color is orange. Yes, I know, Python course, whatever. And yeah, that's how that program looks whenever it's running in the compiler. And now back to the slides. So right here you can see some more stuff about the input command. What is this all about? Well, you see, the input command only records string answers. And so, in order to turn the strings from strings into integers or float numbers, we have to use these things, surrounding them with more parentheses, and then adding int or float. So what are int and float numbers again? Well, remember, int stands for integers, and integers are basically just any whole number. So 5 and 1, but not 1.5. A float number is a decimal, so 1.5 would work. Or just putting in 5.0, because even though it's equal to an integer, in this case it's a float. Anyway, if we want our computer program in order to register these things as being actual numbers, then we have to use these two commands. So now that we've learned that, look at this thing. Just simple 3-line code. Would this work correctly? So for example, if I put in 7 and 5, would I get 12 as the output? Just think back for a second. Okay, so if you answered that no, indeed, you would not get the correct answer, then you are right. Remember, you can add strings together. However, it will just combine them together. So for example, if you added together hello and then goodbye, 2 different strings, then you would get hello goodbye. And it's the same thing for this instant. Because we did not format this thing correctly, then instead of getting 12, we would get 75. Now let's go to the compiler and test this out. We are now in the compiler, and as you can see, I've typed out the 3 lines of code. So let's run this thing. Might look like it's just taking a while to load, but don't worry. It's just doing its thing. So now let's type in the 2 things. So let's do just our example. 7 plus 5. And as you can see, instead of adding them together and doing it the mathematical expression, it just combined the two things together. Sort of like whenever you're like in elementary school and your friends are joking around and they ask you, "What's 1 plus 1?" And you say 2, and they're like, "No, it's 11." But yeah, we don't want our Python program to make jokes. So how do we fix this? Well, you can go back in the video, just mess around with some things, but I'll give you an easy challenge today. What I want you to do is just go back in the video and find out how you can fix this. Got it? Okay, so here's what I did. Just a simple thing, really. All you have to do is add an int. And then parentheses onto both of these things. And then, just like that, 7 plus 5 is 12. Now, what would we do if we did something with float point numbers? 6.7 plus. Uh-oh, it looks like we have gotten something bad. So, what happened? Well, we tried to store a float number into an int. So how do we make this all right for all instances of numbers? Well, you simply just replace it with float. We all float down here. No, our computer program is not a scary clown called Pennywise. I should not do that. Anyway, 6.7 plus 8.9 is this. And Python likes to do this for some reason. It likes to, well, do whatever this is. I've seen it happen with a whole bunch of like other programs. It's supposed to be 15.6, but I think it's trying to round something or whatever. But yeah, it's just its float engine freaking out. Don't worry. It's pretty much close enough. It's 15.6, as you can see. And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe if you learned something new. And always, I'm open to suggestions. Now, I won't be acting on these suggestions anytime soon. It's going to be a few days because I'm going somewhere on a trip. And, but yeah, within a few days I'll be back, so don't worry. And goodbye!